In addition to all that, I have a Patreon for this channel. It is only $1 a month, and there's a link in the description box. Every month I post 2 exclusive videos with no ads on Patreon. They will stay exclusive for at least 2 months, and then after 2 months I might post them publicly on YouTube. Some I do, some I don't. Just to give you an idea of what is exclusive over there right now, I have Gum Chewing Dumbest Questions Ever. I have Gum Chewing Worst Tinder Date Ever. Gum Chewing Grocery Store Roleplay with Crinkle Coat Lady. I have several going through empties that have never been posted publicly. Gum Chewing Relationship want a woman only bridal shower and my close friend is female to male. He is still feminine, wears dresses and long hair, but as I'm sending out invitations, I got stuck in a dilemma. Not like I wouldn't like him to attend, but if I invite him and then 20 women, wouldn't I pretty much be lumping him up as a woman? I feel like it's offensive to ask, because that would also imply something. Alright, so would she be the a-hole if she doesn't invite the trans friend? Well, my opinion is that she should ask the friend. Yeah, I don't think it would be offensive to ask the friend, seriously. Whether you do it by text or you speak to them, I don't think it's a problem. You say this: look, I'm having a female-only bridal shower. I would love for you to come, but how do you feel about that? Knowing that you are in the process of transitioning to a male, would you want to come or not? It is entirely up to you. That's what at you. Mind your own business. Many surgeries don't matter if you smoke. All emergencies don't. They put a smoking patch on the patient after. Another person said, "You're the a-hole. His disability doesn't make you better than him. He gets to make his own decisions, right or wrong." True. I think both you are the a-hole, but also not the a-hole. You're the a-hole to the client for not doing your job and doing what he wanted or paying you for. Hence, should have bought the cigarettes. On the other hand, you're not the a-hole because doctors have told him not to smoke. This should be in his care plan, so you're only looking out for his well-being, which you're paid to do makes it hard. All I know is if his disabilities are not that bad where he can dictate whether you buy cigarettes or not, you probably should have bought them to stop yourself losing work. Okay, alright, let's move on. My 39th birthday was last week. I dread my birthday every year. I have never allowed my parents to make a big deal about it my entire childhood. I threw a fit when I turned 6. They threw a birthday party and invited my entire kindergarten class, even after I begged them not to when they asked what kind of party I wanted. They thought I would warm up to it when it actually happened. Instead, I locked myself in the bathroom from the start to finish, and I let the pile of gifts sit unopened until my mother did whatever she did with them. Needless to say, they never threw another party for me again, and I couldn't be happier. I do not have it listed on any social media accounts and do not allow any posts to my wall acknowledging it in any way. It is no different than any other day. Up until this year, I have kept my birthday a complete secret from my fiancé for almost 5 years. At first, he would playfully try to find out, and I would tell him I hate my birthday and don't tell anyone when it is. He started seriously bugging me about it to the point I would just pick a date months away and tell him at the beginning of that month another date. Well, at some point within this last year, he decided to get in my wallet and check my driver's license. He has been told by me, my immediate family, and 3 best friends to leave it alone and that I am irrationally hateful about that day. We went out to breakfast like we usually do a couple of times a week, and he had told the wait staff. When they came out clapping and singing like a bunch of idiots and stopped at our table, I was absolutely livid. I got up as soon as they started singing and walked out of the restaurant. My fiancé walked out bright and red and angry, accusing me of embarrassing him and making the wait staff uncomfortable. I told him it was his own fault, as he had been warned multiple times to just effing drop it. I wanted to know how he found out, and when he said he got into my wallet and checked my ID, I was pissed. I told him to drop me off at my sister's house because I had agreed weeks in advance to watch her kids for the weekend, as they had an out-of-town wedding to attend. Then he got really mad. I guess he had some elaborate weekend getaway planned and had already paid for accommodations and some other activities. I told him to go ahead and enjoy himself, but I'm not going. He says I am a huge a-hole for making him waste money and embarrassing him in public, when all he wanted to do was celebrate the day I was born. I think it's the other way around. I told him he is a giant a-hole for going so far as to dig through my purse to check my ID, and for assuming I would react differently to any of it since he was the one doing it. So who is the a-hole? Well, for sure, the boyfriend or the fiance was wrong. I mean, I'm not gonna say that her whole attitude about this is normal because it is very weird. Very, very weird. Okay. But he had no right to upset, right? I'm not saying that she should have acted that way, but it doesn't make her an a-hole. Someone else said you're both the a-hole. You should have respected your space and not gone through your wallet to find your birthday. You gave basically the same reaction now at 39 as you did at 6 years old. I get you not wanting to celebrate, but that doesn't give you an excuse to act like a child throwing a tantrum. You need to let him in and talk to him about why you hate your birthday so much. If there's not a legit reason, then I don't know. Just let the man celebrate the person he loves and let your guard down enough to accept it. Okay, someone said you are thoughtless, petty, and mean-spirited. If you hadn't such a big deal all these years and acknowledged it in a low-key manner, a nod to last year and a nod to this year, say you're sorry and give your head a wobble. Okay. Someone said you're the a-hole, exhausting behaviors. Alright, so pretty much everyone here thinks that she's the a-hole, and some of them think he is also. Let's move on. AITA, if I told my parents to ask their siblings not to come to our house unless they give prior notice. I live with both of my parents, and both of them have really large families. My uncles and aunts come over randomly and never give prior notice. This is really stressful for me because I do all the chores, and sometimes when they invite themselves over for dinner, there isn't enough food left because we didn't plan for them. Sometimes we have to make other arrangements. For some other times we just eat what is left and call it a day. Today my uncle just waltzed up to our house by 5 a.m. 5 a.m. Who does that? My parents are always happy to see them, but I can't. I told them to tell their siblings not to come if they can't at least tell us when they are coming. They refused, saying that they, aunts and uncles, are welcome anytime. Now I feel like I am the a-hole. Alright, well, they didn't tell us their age, but I assume they are an adult. And they live with their parents. Okay. So do they have a right to tell their parents who can and cannot come, and what are the conditions under which people can come? No, because the parents own the house. No, but I understand, on a more casual level, a kid, even an adult child would say, hey, this person was manipulating you from the word go. I mean, as soon as I saw that the mom wasn't even a mom, like, I would start to be worried about what the heck was happening. So I think it is totally, fine that you left them at the fast food place. They said they were going to the bathroom. Come on. Let's be real. You are not the a-hole, and that other person is a massive, massive a-hole. Alright. Let's see. Someone said, nope. He went to score drugs. When he couldn't get them, he used some of his cash on food while lying to you so that he can keep most of his cash to score